Yeah, great, fantastic. All right.
Yeah, so the connection made, and the server is located in Virginia, America. The server machine, I think, was called Windows Data Center, and yeah. So here you can see there's a login, about, and feedback. So some of the actually, I'll show you some accounts. It was in my presentation. Here it is. Yeah, so these were some accounts I've already put into the database, just for demo purposes. However, like in a school, you would have like a few hundred people, and yeah. So as a teacher, there's teacher, and admin. Oh, and teachers can actually edit users. They can add, remove, and edit them. So let's log in as a teacher, and we'll actually create a user from scratch. So admin. So I'm just going to copy it and paste it here. We'll just log in, and it's successful. And so this is like the main teacher screen. So these are some of the students here. I added this one before, just like a test last night. And so yeah, if you click on any student, like I don't know, like this student, it'll show some details of that student that's in the database, and like an image of the student, first name, last name, username, password, gender, and well, also the selections they've made for their subjects. And this student hasn't done it yet, so there wouldn't be any. So yeah, you can print an analysis of the selections, or so like how many people have already submitted their selections and how many people haven't. And also you can print just specific student selections. And of course, this selected student right now hasn't done any. If we look at this student, like Connor, he's just done some selections there. So yeah, you can also edit subjects, so add, remove, edit again, and yeah. So we'll just create a user from scratch. Edit student users, and again you can edit, remove, and yeah. So we'll just call this test, and test, and the password will just call test as well. Test, and we'll just call it. And let's make a gender M. So upload an image. I've got some samples, I think. If I just check quickly. No, not here. So we'll just select the first one. Yeah. So it also shows the image size. At school at Melbourne High, like if I tried to upload an image bigger than 50 kbs, it would like screw up. So I made a limit just to 50 kbs, just for this. So yeah. So now if we add the student, this will be successfully into the database server now. So now it's in there. So we can even edit the user again and do whatever, add a different image if we wanted. So if we go back, and you can't see it here right now, but if we press refresh, you'll see it there, test. So it just acts like another student here, and they haven't done the selections yet. So we'll do the selections for that student. So we'll log in as a student, and we'll use that new account we just made. So we go test, and I'll just copy it just to prove to you guys. And yeah, so we'll log in. Login successful. Okay, so these are again predefined subjects I've just placed. Again, in a school you would expect like 80 to 100 subjects. A few days ago, I actually implemented a search utility because it can be quite cumbersome to like search through a lot of subjects and then add it into your preferences. So I mean, if you want to, let's say like economics, so you just search it up and it automatically does it. Whoops. Yeah, and then it's instant search. Anyways, I will now like do some selection. So I don't know, we'll see geography, and it also shows a description. So this is all in the database. All these subjects, this description was retrieved from the database, and again, details and all. So let's just add this in. We'll just add in random subjects. Is there a printer here, or?
Oh, no.
Because there's also like printing features. And yeah, so there's 5 preferences. Again, for schools, it'll be much more complex. Like you would have VCAL, VET, and all that sort of stuff. So now let's just submit the selections. Okay, your choices have been submitted. So now it's completely there, and now you can even print an email. So from printing, it'll show like an image, the student's image, again, username, name, gender, and subjects they've chosen. Since there's no print here, I can't actually print this, but I've got an image that's quite similar. So, yeah, here it is. Yeah, so, let's quickly do it. Yeah, so it would look something like this. So again, details there, subjects, and then at the bottom there it shows the time as well. I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, it's a bit blurry, but yeah, and then also the author. So yeah. So we go back now, and also you can email it. So I think I made it was this test 1, 2, 5, gmail.com. To email, I use the Gmail SMTP servers, and anything like, I don't know, hello world, an email. Takes just a bit of time, but yeah. Okay, email sent. So I'll show you in a sec that. So now if we go back as a teacher, it was admin, whoops. Admin, login successful. So then the test is still there, and we click on this student, and that student has done it. It also shows the time submission, so it's 3:22 right, just before, and this student has submitted at 3:22, which we just did. So yeah, so that's that, and then you can just print this student's selections, and it'll show this again. Also, you can clear the selection for a particular student, or you can do it for all of them. So let's say I wanted to clear test selections, test student selections. So we just click on this, and it'll remove it. And now it's cleared. So now if we, yeah, now it's gone. So now the student would have to redo their selections. So if we go back to test, I'll just show you guys. Yeah, so then you have to redo it again. So, yeah. Also, there's editing of subjects. I'll just show you that. And you can edit subjects. And again, so these are some of the subjects that were already there. And this is what a student would see. So if we search for a subject again, like drama, so it's like instant search. So yeah, and down here it says clear all selected subjects chosen for all students. That just literally wipes out all selections made by every single student, and that's quite useful. If it was like on a yearly basis, a school was using it, I mean they can just quickly clear it all. I mean you don't want to do it every particular students every single time. So yeah, so let's just edit a subject. So I think it was like, let's see, I don't know. Let's make it. We'll actually just make a new subject. Called CGBC, I guess. And CGBC. Awesome. Yeah. So let's just add it, and it's add. So now it's a new subject, and any student will see this once they log in as a student. We click on this, and we can edit it. So we can say, I don't know, like just more exclamation marks. Yeah. And it'll update it, and comes down here, and yeah. So now if we log in as a student, since our test student hasn't done this, well, the test student selections have been removed, we can do the selection for that student. So log in. Yeah, and then if you look, CGBC is there, and then CGBC is awesome. So it comes up, and then you can just effectively add that subject in, and yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, I'll just quickly show you like it sent the email. So I sent it to this account, and it should receive it. Yeah, here it is. And yeah, subject chosen, it shows the subjects that were selected, and it's at 3:25 p.m. So yeah, that's really it. Yeah.
All right, does anyone have any questions at all? Yep, up the back. I'll come up with the mic.
What did you use to, create the program? Like, what individual stuff did you use?
Okay, the two languages I used were VisualBasic.net and SQL. The software development kits I used were Microsoft Visual Studio, and that had supported VisualBasic.net. And for creating the database, I used a tool called MySQL GUI Bench, MySQL Workbench GUI. Yeah, it's an Oracle. MySQL was created by Oracle, and yeah, and that's what I use.
Is there any other questions at all? How much of this did you do within school? Was this within school, or was this mostly done outside of school? Because I saw that
outside of school, but within the 2 weeks, I stayed up sometimes at 3 a.m.
Yeah. And how much work did your other two team members do? Because they're from a different school. How much did they contribute to this overall? Was it all broken into thirds? Did you have different responsibilities?
Well, William was our designer, so he actually did a lot of designing of the report, and also that the logo. Also, we got the CD printed, our design onto that. Yeah, he did all that. And Connor, he did the design layout, and he did a bit of the programming part too. But he was actually going to also make the iPad part, where a student would log in onto an iPad and then just submit the selections to the database. And we couldn't do that because due to the short time, and maybe next year we can do it. So.
Okay. Anyone else? Yep, down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering. Do you do a course at school? Were you always interested in this or something?
I've just had interest in programming since year 7. I've just been doing it at home all the time, and there wasn't really school supplies IT subjects, but mostly I've just done this at home. So yeah.
You do this all by yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, Melbourne High is actually a pretty good school for IT. Mr. Adrian Jansen, who's actually been heavily involved with the Victorian IT Teachers Association and other things, it's been pretty much a driving force for IT at that school. So it's kind of expected that we always would see something of this calibre from this high school. But you guys taking the extra effort to do it outside is really good. And the best thing is that. With a lot of submissions we've seen, especially this year, it's people have done a part of the schoolwork and have expanded on beyond that, and that's the next bit that for success. If you're actually having the drive to actually extend your own skills and learning process outside of the school period and continue into that. All right, is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Well done.